We all make mistakes, but when you're a superpowered do-gooder, even the smallest of blunders can have earth-shattering consequences. Heroes take risks all the time to save the world from imminent danger, and while they seem reasonable at first, a little hindsight reveals actions that were questionable, irresponsible, or downright dangerous. And we're going to be looking at some of these today. There are some spoilers ahead, so please, tread carefully. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad to be the first to know of new Screen Rant content. Tony Tech Hoarder. In Iron Man 3, Tony Stark defeated Eldritch Killian with the help of Pepper Potts, who miraculously recovered from her injuries thanks to the Extremis virus. Since Potts later appeared in Spider-Man Homecoming and again in Infinity War, it's safe to assume Stark managed to sort out the dangerous side effects of the Extremis virus, like how it tended to, blow people up. So why isn't he sharing that technology with the rest of the world? We're talking about a revolutionary medical breakthrough here, the potential to regrow entire human limbs. Sure, it was unstable at first, but we're sure Stark could have sidelined the more dangerous components of Extremis to produce a viable life-saving technology. Instead, Stark seems to have sat on this incredible technology, focusing his energy on developing a homicidal AI. Dude, not cool.
Whatever.
Stark can't be bothered to share this tech with his fellow Avengers, and Hawkeye could have really used it at the beginning of Age of Ultron.
You can either spend the rest of your life in prison or go back to your cell and await further instructions.
Shrinking ethics. If there is one thing we learned about Dr. Hank Pym at the beginning of Ant-Man, is he's a man of principle. He not only resents being used as an errand boy for S.H.I.E.L.D., but he refuses to let Howard Stark develop his Pym particle for military applications. We also know he's not afraid to step up, because he doesn't hesitate to punch Mitch Carson when he disparages Pym's wife. You deserve it, Mitch. We hope it hurt. Regrettably, Pym's personal ethics have relaxed with age because he shows no compunction about blackmailing Scott Lang into doing a little corporate espionage, specifically stealing the yellow jacket from the greedy Darren Cross. To be clear, Pym coerces a recently paroled convict with a family into committing a series of felonies on his behalf, effectively turning Lang into an errand boy, exactly the kind of treatment Pym objected to 25 years earlier.
Sorry, I just have one question. Who are you? Who is she? What the hell's going on? And can I go back to jail now?
There's no reason to do this either, since Pym's daughter Hope not only volunteered for the assignment, she's the only person objectively qualified to operate the suit. I guess he wised up since then because Hope gets her own incredible shrinking suit in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Give him to us. We can save him.
National security risk. In 2018's Black Panther, we got to see Wakanda for the first time on film. You know who else got to see it? CIA agent Everett Ross, but only because King T'Challa can't seem to make up his mind on what his foreign policy position should be. A key subplot in the film is whether or not Wakanda should finally reveal itself and all its technological glory to the world at large. For most of the movie, T'Challa seems opposed to the idea, but then Ross gets shot by Eric Killmonger in a raid, and it changes everything. With Ross mortally wounded, T'Challa, the strict isolationist, orders the injured man evacuated to Wakanda for treatment. Again, Ross is not just some random bystander. He works for the CIA, an agency known for destabilizing foreign nations. Exactly the kind of people you don't take to your super secret country. Thankfully, Ross is a super chill guy, and an ace pilot who helped save the day, and it all kinda worked out. So, yay?
Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
Unsecret identity. Some 10 years ago, Marvel teamed up with Paramount for Iron Man, a little film about a second-tier superhero that ushered in an unexpected era of prosperity. Tony Stark was a new breed of hero, brash, funny, and unafraid to throw caution to the wind, and the superhero manual with it.
Yeah, I can fly.
Stark didn't play by the rules. He made them up as he went along, which is exactly how he put everyone he knows and loves in mortal danger. And he did it with 4 little words.
I am Iron Man.
Well, with the improvised declaration, he put a big old target on his back and everybody he knew and cared about. Those looking to harm Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, could strike at his friends, neighbors, and even employees. They could attack his company. I mean, there is a reason why heroes have secret identities. It not only protects them, it protects everyone around them. Stark was exposing countless individuals to untold peril, and he did so without really discussing it with anybody. I'm sure Ms. Potts would have a few opinions on that matter, if she had been consulted. And this wasn't the only time Tony Iron Man Stark endangered someone's welfare, but More on that later.
My name is Charles Xavier. I'm a mutant, like you.
The Professor's Child Army. Professor Charles Xavier is not only the leader of a team of mutants who fight injustice around the world, he's also a philanthropist. He's the founder and proprietor of a school for children with superhuman abilities, providing them with guidance and education and combat training. Yes, combat training for kids. In an immersive, hyper-realistic combat simulator he dubbed the Danger Room, recall how Wolverine lit his cigar during a simulated battle on smoldering rubble? That's an actual flame. This place could literally kill you, or any of Xavier's child recruits for that matter.
We're getting killed out here.
Yeah, I know. They're not ready, Storm.
Are we sure Xavier is not a supervillain? He's a bald, eccentric, rich dude with a secret facility who dispatches costume subordinates on clandestine missions all over the world. And he's not operating in the dark either. Thanks to X-Men First Class, we know he was originally bankrolled by the government.
We might need your help to stop them.
Marvelous. So we're to be the CIA's new mutant division, yes?
So they totally approve of Xavier's methods. So in X2, when William Stryker argues the mansion is not just a school, he kinda has a point. Even if it was an excuse to create his very own mutant army. Now I wonder where he got that idea from.
Who the hell are you? Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Furious mind games. Nick Fury is one tough dude. Whether he's jumping out of helicopters, fending off a crack team of assassins, or assembling Earth's mightiest heroes, Fury gets the job done in style. But he's also kinda shady. I mean, you don't run a top-tier operation like S.H.I.E.L.D. without being a little bit shady. And if you're recruiting the Avengers, a group of superheroes with type A personalities, you'll need more than a pep talk and a pat on the back to get everyone on one side. You're gonna need some deep psychological manipulation. Not only does Fury manipulate the Avengers into working as a team, he does so by exploiting the death of Agent Coulson. He even makes a point of showing Captain America Coulson's prized trading cards, splattered with his blood. Except this is a lie. Coulson didn't have them on him when he died.
They were in Coulson's locker, not in his jacket.
They needed the push.
That's some high-level spy mastering right there. Fury takes a huge risk here since he's not only sending an unproven team of superheroes into battle, he's doing so by exploiting them emotionally.
Not a great plan.
Not the healthiest example of team building, but at least they got the job done. That's what counts, right? Doc's time machine. Let's not mince words here. Dr. Stephen Strange is a Class A jerk with a god complex, so it's not unsurprising he stayed a total jerk when he traded in his scrubs for the Cloak of Levitation. As a sorcerer in training, he proved himself not only a quick study, but a conceited pupil, eager to go beyond the boundaries of his training. Training that prohibited certain practices, because you don't hand the trainee the secrets of time and space right out of the gate. It would be like giving some punk kid a time machine. He's bound to go back to 1985, prevent his parents from meeting, and put his very existence in peril, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Fortunately for Strange, the Ancient One spent all their money on that exotic book collection he has his eye on, and totally skimped on the security system. So Strange has no trouble getting his mangled mitts on the secret texts and teaching himself to bend time with the Eye of Agamotto, which is just as dangerous as it sounds, seeing that as a novice sorcerer, Strange doesn't really know how to use it. Luckily for all involved, Strange's reckless actions bear fruit, and all is forgiven by the film's conclusion.
Got a passport?
No, I don't even have a driver's
You ever been to
license.
Germany?
No.
Oh, you'll love it.
Tony Stark pulls an Xavier. Remember when we said that Stark had a habit of putting other people's lives in danger? Well, we're going to harp on that just a little bit more because it's a thing he does a whole lot. He did it in Iron Man and then in Iron Man 3 when he threatened the Mandarin on TV. Then, having not really learned from past experience, he does it again in Captain America Civil War. This time he drafts a 16-year-old Peter Parker to fight a team of rogue superheroes. Something Professor X would surely have approved of. Like with Fury in the aforementioned segment, Stark doesn't really know if Peter, aka Spider-Man, can hack it in a combat situation, because he's a 16-year-old boy. Did we mention that already? Does Tony Stark really have nobody else on his Rolodex he can reach out to that he has to enlist a high school student? Oh, and Stark is really good friends with Parker's aunt, who is going to be super bummed if her nephew dies mysteriously overseas, but more on that in a minute.
They told me you people were conceited bags. But that isn't true at all.
Rocket's kleptomania. Rocket Raccoon, the lovable trash panda from Guardians of the Galaxy, is not what you'd call a conventional hero, if you'd call him that at all. And like other members of his species, he can be pretty sly when he wants to be, and reckless. Remember when he sent Star-Lord on a life-or-death mission to recover a leg he didn't really need? That was funny, but not very heroic.
Oh, okay, sure.
But that was before the Guardians bonded in battle against Ronan the Accuser. Who said great choreography and hand-holding never saved the universe? Well, you can't teach an old raccoon new tricks, because in Volume 2, Rocket put the whole team's life in danger over a joke and a battery. Full in the knowledge that their conceited employers, the Sovereign, are trigger-happy snobs who'll execute anybody who offends them, Rocket goes out of his way to insult them and take their stuff. Specifically, a handful of really expensive batteries, which he then brags to Drax about, in front of the Sovereign. And like 2 minutes later, they send an army of gilded space drones to kill them. With a friend like Rocket, who needs arch enemies?
Captain? Big fan of Spider-Man?
Yep.
Captain America almost killed a kid. Tony Stark may have put young Peter Parker in harm's way during Civil War, but it was Captain America who almost killed him. During their matchup at the airport, Spider-Man proves himself a skilled opponent as he cracked wise and marveled at Captain America's famous shield and its ability to defy the laws of physics. But Cap has places to be, so he uses his famous shield to cripple the supports of the gangway above Spidey's head, nearly crushing Spider-Man like a bug. This begs the question, how did Captain America know that Peter would catch it in time, or be able to hold that much weight? They met like 2 minutes before, and he knows next to nothing about Spidey's abilities. Yet he still drops 4 tons of steel on the kid's head. That's a risky move, Cap. Can you imagine if we lost Spider-Man on his first outing in the MCU and Captain America was the one to blame? Man, that's dark. Just better not to think about it.
Don't do that to yourself, Clint.
And there you have it. How'd we do this round? Were any of these actions taken by our heroes terrible, or are we just overly critical? Let us know in the comment section below, and remember, grammar and spelling do count. As always, thanks for watching. Recommend us to your friends or loved ones, and don't forget to subscribe for more great videos. Bye for now.